All right, so now it's got to be the French artillery phase. This is where the non-phasing player gets to fire their artillery. So let's do that. One thing I need to be sure that I'm doing is out of ammo on a die roll of 0 to 49. Wow. I haven't been doing that. That's here on the Italian game artillery chart. Out of ammo on die roll 0 through 49. Wow. Run out of ammo pretty easy. 50% of the 50% of the time. And then to resupply, you got to get limbered and be on a road trail tracing to a friendly supply source. And you got to roll an 8 or a 9 to resupply. So that's during the recovery segment. So, wow. I probably had some, let's see, I probably had a few British artillery units that should have went out of supply. But I'm going to start it now. I guess if I go back and look at the video, then I can make the I could put the markers on them. I guess there's a lot of markers here somewhere for out of supply. I think I saw that out here on yeah. Well, it says ammo low and then ammo out. So maybe the first time it's ammo low, and then the second time it's ammo out. Let's see here. On the chart, it just says out of ammo. I have to look that up. Concerning out of ammo. So 793 is where I need to look. Normal, low, and out of ammo. So I guess in this game, they just go straight to out of ammo. So they don't go to low, they just go to out. So let's find our first artillery unit for the French. That's going to be these two units right here. Now they're facing this way, and they get a free turn, a facing change, okay, but only 30 degrees. So if they're facing a hex side, they can face a hex spine. So they're going to turn right there. And then if we take a look at where they can fire, okay, which is going to be these units here, not this unit, but these units here. So they're going to fire at the Wellesley counter and that Portuguese battalion. So, all right, so we've got a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got 4, strength of 4. You can have a total strength of 6 out of a hex for artillery. So you could stack 3 artillery units together. So they're going to have a strength of 6. The target is in line, so there's no die roll modifiers or fire strength modifiers. So strength of 4. Uh, 26 does cause a morale check. So they do have to do a morale check. So they do get to add 6 to the die because of Wellesley's leadership. Okay, so we rolled a 50 plus 6 is going to be 56. They pass. All right. Now, let's find the other artillery units. This is infantry. Okay. Where Huno is at. Got a strength of 4. And he's going to fire here at this cavalry. Cavalry will add 1. So now we're at 5. Canister range. That adds 3. So we go up to 8. $35 at 8 would be a morale check minus 10. Not a very good roll. So they've got a minus 5. I rolled a 67, becomes a 62. They pass. Okay. Now, we have this artillery unit here. They're also in canister range. And that's plus 3. So that's going to be 5 plus 1 for firing at cavalry. So that's 6. $64. Okay, that's morale check minus 10. So they are disorganized. So that's going to be a minus 15. Okay. I rolled a 20, becomes a 5. So they are shaken and forced back to right there. All right. Now we've got this unit. We'll be able to fire there. So he's going to turn there. So he's facing that hex, the spine, hex spine. And well, it's not going to really have anybody that he can fire at. Well, no, he can fire. This guy's too far back, I think. Yeah. He can't fire here, but he could fire here. But I think he's too far back from the slope, the contour line. So if we move a little bit here, he's at a lower level, so he's looking up. So he's not going to be able to see him. So, and this guy's not within his arc, fire arc. And, well, this guy's at a lower level. So he would be able to fire at this guy. Well, no, I guess not. Same situation. He's looking up in this contour line. This guy's further back. So no, he wouldn't. So, yeah, he's not going to have any target. All right, so that's going to be all of the French artillery phase. This guy has the attack order. They only had one individual that had an attack order. So all right, so we go to the movement segment. Attack order phase, command status phase, and then movement phase. So all right. So with this attack order, they move across attack order. They can move adjacent. Of course, they have to stop, but they want to move adjacent so they're able to fire later on. Now, he does have a skirmisher, so let's throw out these skirmishers. Maybe he just stays where he's at. So we throw out a skirmisher here. I need to check to see if you're in, if you can have skirmishers if you're in a morale state other than normal. I guess they can. Okay. So the French haven't thrown out their skirmishers. So he's throwing out his. But I don't think he wants to, because he wants to use his firepower. So he's going to move there. Same thing here with this guy. So it costs 4. It costs 4 to move across. That minor river. That's a +4. Plus, it's going to cause a disorder check. And it's going to be a disorder check of -10. Plus, they're going to have -5 because they're going to move more than 4, use 4 of their movement points. So tell you what, he'll pull out his skirmishers, but he'll just go to right there. Okay, and Struther is going to have the units that he's with. There's actually 3. Okay, this one's going to move here with his skirmishers. The next one is moving across the river. So that cost 4 plus 1 is 5. And they stop. They could move again. Why not? 6. He's going to move to there. And that will cause a morale check. So -10 for crossing the minor river, and then -10 for the 2 spaces over 4 that he went because he's in line. So that's going to be a -20. 29. So he's disordered. And, of course, he wants to have a skirmisher. So I need to check, because if you're disordered, I don't know if you can have a skirmisher or not. The next guy going to have a skirmisher. There's skirmishers right here. He's going to cross right there, and he's got a check. He's got a morale of 36. So he's got -10 for crossing the minor river, exile obstacle, -10 for moving 1 over the allowed movement of 4. 22, so he's going to be disrupted, disorganized, disrupted. Okay. And Struther. We'll put him right there. Let's put the skirmisher on top. Okay, and then we've got 2 more units coming in. Plus we have reinforcements coming in. So 1, and then across they have to be in road marked to cross that use that bridge, so they have to just cross the minor river. So that's 4. Let's see, 4 plus that's 5, 6, and then if we go 7. 7. Of course, we got one skirmisher. That's going to be 3 over movement-wise. So that's, but I think they can only move 6. So they'd have to move back. Only move 6. So again, that's minus 20. And they become disordered. I rolled a 27. So, okay, so that's all of Anstruther's order, attack order. Now we can begin moving the out of order units, which is everybody else. And they can only move half their movement. So these units coming in, so we're going to have this artillery unit, 1, 2. All right, and then the rest of these guys, let's see. We've got these skirmishers. Okay, they can move out of command 4 hexes. So, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. These guys quite can't get on yet. And then we'll put Thane right there. So those guys wouldn't be able to get on the map yet. Okay. Let's pull back. And catch these units out here. The Portuguese. These are light cavalry. They've got a movement of out of command. Light cavalry can move 7. So going up a turn, cavalry moving up a contour is +2. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's as far as they can go. Okay, now these guys can only move 3. So he can't even move. Well, I guess they can move 1 hex. So they can move into the river, and we can roll -10. 67 becomes 57. They passed, and then this unit can just move to right there. All right. Now let's take a look at Ferguson. Ferguson. Let's see. Ferguson has the 2nd Brigade, and they need to move up. So 1, 2. He's going to go 1. This guy will go 1, 1. Okay. This other guy will just fall in here with this artillery unit. The artillery unit wants to limber. The other thing is they're throwing out their skirmishers. Okay. Now, artillery, they're not going to be able, since they're out of command, they're not going to be able to limber because it costs 4. So, they're not going to be able to limber. All right, so now we go to bows. And his 4th Brigade. Actually, this guy here, I think what we want to do is he wants to move here. He's part of 2nd. Okay, so he'll go there. And then here, this guy, who's part of 4th, will move up and deploy his skirmisher. Let's see. They're going to stay there. Yeah, he's going to stay facing this direction. Except, this guy's going to go there. This guy's throw out his skirmisher. And I know he's got a skirmisher because this number right here, that lets you know that they have a skirmisher. If it was 2, they'd have 2. But due to probably the size of this unit, reason it only has the 1. So skirmishers are very beneficial for firing at your enemy at a distance, harassing them, and also in helping to protect you when you're assaulted. So, let's see. So keep going that way. This guy will move here. This guy will throw out his skirmisher. Nightingale, that's all of Nightingale's. All right. So, okay, this 5th Brigade, who is their leader? Oh, Crawford. Here's Crawford. So, this unit doesn't have a skirmisher. As you can see, there is no number there beside the larger number. There's no smaller number. So, so this unit here will move through, pass through and go right there. This unit's going to step up. He's going to throw out a skirmisher. Ouch. Hit the camera. these guys are going to turn back this way. Okay. Of course, these artillery units can't really move. They only have a movement value of 6, so out of command only 3. Well, it cost 4 to limber, so they're kind of stuck where they're at. Okay, so they're coming out of their square, so that costs 2. Plus, they have to make a morale check, disorder check, I believe. Yeah, formation change. So that unit here coming out of the square has to make a formation change. So 89 they passed. Okay. And need to get some more skirmishers. See what we got on the back. Okay. And of course this unit, okay, here we want to come out of square. 23, so he becomes disordered. All right. This unit here is going to move out in front of him, like so. Now, this unit is going to try to, it's coming out of square, rolled a 2, so they become disordered. There it is. Okay. This unit here is going to add skirmisher. And let's see, this guy's going to move up. Add skirmisher. He moves up. And add skirmisher. Okay. So that takes care of the movement. Next, we have reserve movement, which there is none. And we move to close combat segment. We don't have any charges, and we don't have any assaults. So we have the end of turn. So we have the leader replacement phase. So with the next turn, we've got 2 leaders that are coming in. We've got Soldinak's replacement, okay, and Brenier replacement. So Solinak was 1st Brigade, 2nd Division, and Brenier was 1st Brigade of 1st Division. So I'll just find some of those units out here. and place him on there. Okay. I'm going to put him right there. And then pet it. Okay, 1, 2. I guess I could put him with these broken units so that maybe they can help them recover. And then we have firefighting phase, which doesn't apply, and the BZ ammo expenditure phase, which doesn't apply. And so that's the end of the turn. And we'll be moving to the 1300 turn. And this will be the end of the video. And remember that if you have charges and assaults, that if you have to check morale due to offensive or defensive fire, there is a -20 die roll modifier to that morale. If the unit fails the morale, they lose 2 morale levels. So the odds are assaulting units are going to be repulsed. Unless especially against the French column, are going to be repulsed against British line. It's just going to happen. You can test it out, but it's going to happen. Now the British guys are trying to solidify their line. There were a few gaps here. Right here. But of course they weren't able to exploit anything. When they got these guys into squares, they didn't have any artillery units. These artillery units should have been brought up just for that. Because if they could just bring them up maybe into this hex or this hex, then if they're firing against someone in square, where is it? Thought it was like a +2. I don't see it on here. That might be something that they missed. Yeah, that might have been something that was missed. Because I don't see anything about square. Maybe it's in the rule book. I'll have to look. So, well, I hope you're enjoying these videos. Hopefully they're helping you get your game to the table and start playing it. It's not that difficult of a system to learn or to play. And what's great is you don't have to learn the soldier system to play the battalion system. You know, you could just jump right to the battalion system, because the way they've written the rules in the book, they give you all the rules in each section of complexity, each level of complexity. And I like that. I like that you don't have to read through the soldier game to play the battalion. You just don't have to. So I also like the fact that you have 3 levels of play. That's nice. And I think this would be a really neat game to play with face-to-face and with multiple players. You can basically, here with the save the marrow, you've got, of course, you have who know, and then you've got all these other leaders. That you can split up among multiple people. So, all right, come on back, see what happens in turn 1300, which would be 1 o'clock. Appreciate your support, and see you next time.